how I would start a Death Guard army in £200. The Death Guard are the stinkiest boys of 40k. This is a Chaos army who follow the Chaos God Nurgle, and all his death, decay, and disease shenanigans. The Death Guard were recently hit with a pretty big nerf, but that just means they're more balanced now. And either way, their units still look really sick, and they're just a fun army. I would start off with a Death Guard Combat Patrol for £105 or $170 for official Warhammer stores. And I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised when I saw what you get in it. You get a Lord of Virulence, who is a Terminator character, and I really like the look of this guy. Then you get 3 Death Shroud Terminators for him to lead, which look really awesome with those scythes. 7 Plague Marines for some battle line with a bunch of options, and they are hard to go wrong with. They can also go with the Tallyman that you get, who gives you a couple of bonuses, like farming command points if he's on the battlefield. Then finally, you get a Chaos Rhino for that squad to go in. You're getting 2 pretty nice squads, both with leaders, and then also the transport for those Plague Marines. Straight away, this Combat Patrol gets you a really nice 525 points onto the table, of pretty good and important units, so let's keep that going. I've tried to make this list a good balance of units that I think look cool and that I personally really like, and units that are supposed to be good. Not that I think everyone should be using fully optimised lists, because not everyone plays competitively. It just so happens that aside from the Plague Burst Crawler, which is a little bit expensive for my limited budget, a lot of my favourite units are units that are just apparently considered good. So for my next pick, a Mephitic Blight Hauler for only £18.50 or $32. It's nice and simple. For 100 points you get a few nice weapons, most have lethal hits, and it adds 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls against vehicles and monsters, so it's pretty nice. Next, I would pick up a group of Poxwalkers for £25 or $39. You might think this is more of a weird choice, but I really like these guys. They're quite synonymous with the Death Guard. You get a bunch of 10 for only 65 points, just to put some bodies onto the table, which all have lethal hits melee weapons, despite their subpar stats. I guess I could put that Plague Burst Crawler in, and that would be the budget, but I'm going to go for a Fetid Bloat Drone instead, for £38 or $60. It's another one of my favourites, and you can build it with a few different options. It costs 100 points, and I think the Flesh Mower looks really good, but the best one is probably the one with the Heavy Blight Launchers, which cost a bit more at 120 points. This way, we have a little money left over. Not a lot, but I suppose you could pick up another Blight Hauler, but to be a little more diverse, maybe a Biologous Putrefier for £20.50 or $35. He's 60 points, I like how he gives you lethal hits, and on 5s instead of 6s, which is pretty hot. Plus he can go with those Plague Marines from before, even if you have the Tallyman there, so that's nice. That's my Death Guard army in £200, this should get you a solid 850 to 870 points, and I quite like this list, and I'm surprised at how many different units you'd be getting onto the tabletop.